Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Entertainment Facts. Susan Dey has long been admired not only for her acting talent but also for the understated elegance and natural charm she brought to every public appearance and on-screen role. Rising to fame in the 1970s through her work on the Partridge family, she quickly became a recognizable face whose appeal rested less on overt glamour and more on a quiet confidence that resonated with audiences. Over time, her image evolved, reflecting both the fashion trends of each era and her own growing sophistication. Discussions about her style often highlight how she balanced femininity with a sense of realism, making her look both aspirational and relatable. Throughout her career, Dey's fashion choices occasionally leaned into more daring territory, especially as Hollywood's aesthetic shifted toward bolder, more expressive looks. Photo shoots and magazine features sometimes showcased her in form-fitting outfits, swimwear, or stylized wardrobe concepts that emphasized her figure and presence without losing the sense of class that defined her public image. Rather than relying on shock value, these moments tended to be framed artistically, focusing on lighting, posture, and mood to create a sense of intrigue. This approach helped her maintain a reputation that was appealing yet never overly provocative in a way that felt out of character. What made Susan Dey stand out in such imagery was her ability to project confidence without excess. Whether dressed in sleek evening attire, casual summer fashion, or more revealing wardrobe choices typical of editorial shoots, she carried herself with poise. Her expressions often conveyed a mix of self-assurance and subtle vulnerability, which added depth to even the simplest photograph. This quality made her photos memorable, not because they pushed boundaries aggressively, but because they captured a genuine personality behind the styling. In the broader context of Hollywood during her peak years, many actresses experimented with more attention-grabbing visuals to remain relevant in a competitive industry. Dey's approach, however, was comparatively restrained. Even when participating in more daring photo concepts, the emphasis remained on elegance and composition rather than explicitness. This balance allowed her to appeal to a wide audience, including those who appreciated fashion, photography, and celebrity culture without necessarily seeking sensationalism. Her legacy today reflects that careful balance. Fans and media discussions often revisit her imagery as an example of how style and presentation can be alluring without crossing into excess. It also highlights how perceptions of beauty and boldness have changed over time. What might once have been considered daring can now appear relatively modest, demonstrating how context shapes interpretation. Ultimately, Susan Dey's visual legacy is less about any single type of photograph and more about the consistency of her presence. She represented a moment in entertainment history where charm, confidence, and subtle sophistication could create lasting impact. Even when exploring more expressive or fashion-forward imagery, she maintained a sense of identity that felt authentic.